fantastic day. Thank you so very much for joining in. As you all know, my name is Jennifer. I'm a GenX empty nester here in Maryland, and we are speaking about the pains in life that we have as Gen Xers. And I want to tell everybody, so we're live on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So if you see me looking at different cameras, you know why. I've got different cameras going on so I can do one feed at a time, or do all the different feeds at a time. So thank you so much for joining in. And we're here to talk about digital business and what does that mean and why it's important for us. So just to tell you guys a little bit about myself, again, I'm Jennifer. I'm GenX empty nester here in Maryland. And hey, good morning. Oh, I'm sorry, good afternoon. And I was searching for ways of making money online, as many of you are. I was working 12 hours a day. I've raised two kids by myself. They have successfully launched out of my home. They're 24 and 26, fantastic kids. And now that the kids are raised and my job is done for the most part, what I want to get out there and do for me now. I played it safe for years to provide for my children. And now that I don't have to provide for them anymore, I'm looking to do things for me. And I was tired of working at 50 years old. I was working 12 hours a day, only getting paid for 8 of those hours, and still living paycheck to paycheck with an underfunded retirement account. And you're going to say, Jennifer, why is your retirement account underfunded when you've been working for 28 years? Well, I had a divorce that took half my 401k. We had the bubble happen of 2008, and I lost 90% of my income for 2.5 years. And then, of course, the pandemic happened, and interest rates went artificially high, inflation went up, and unfortunately, interest rates are still artificially high, and people cannot purchase. I am a mortgage loan officer licensed for 28 years, and people just simply couldn't afford to buy anymore. The people that could afford to buy were having credit qualifications, meaning they had too much debt because their paychecks are not getting them by. They're using credit. Their credit was going up. Their credit score was going down. It was straight across the board. And I started looking into different ways of making money online. Now, I will be honest with all of you. I'm 50 years old. This 50-year-old brain doesn't work the way it used to. The brain fog is real in perimenopause. And after 3 months of doctor's appointments, I've just been diagnosed with adult ADHD. So the struggle is real. I also am, as 50 years old, I don't have the energy that I did in my 20s. Still working 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. So at 60 hours a week, I didn't have the stamina also to work anything additional in a work day. I was too exhausted. And all these things happen. And I started Googling online how to make money and what to do in order to make money. And that's when I really enjoyed what I was doing. I found a different way to make money online through a program that I found that was called the Legacy Builder. If you call it a side hustle, you can call it whatever you want to do. I'm a marketer. I have had a real estate business, a mortgage business, and then my fiance and I own a contracting business. So in July of 2024, I went online to find a way to bring in leads as a contractor and as a real estate agent person that brought in leads for them, and a mortgage loan officer. We were always buying third-party leads, whether it be Angie Lead and Thumbtack leads with my contracting company, or I was buying Ylopo leads, Zillow leads, and Redfin leads with the real estate and lending company. And I was spending out hundreds of dollars a month for leads that were already sold to 4 other people. They were sold to 5 people total, me and then 4 other people in each of the 3 businesses. That's absurd. So I went online to see if I could find a way of bringing in leads on my own without paying for a third-party company. And I found a company that offered a e-learning class. And I wasn't sure about it. And then I looked up to University of Maryland. As I mentioned, I live in Maryland. And the University of Maryland had an e-learning class that they were selling, and it was called digital marketing, how to sell online, because that's where everybody's buying at nowadays. So I went to University of Maryland, searched their program, searched their, oh gosh, what's it called when, thank you, John. What's that called? Oh my God, it's right there on the tip of my tongue when they give you the printout of what you're going to be learning for the year. I can't remember the semester. So they gave me all this information, and they were charging, University of Maryland's charging $330 a credit, 18 credits for this digital marketing class, which, by the way, equals $5,940. I also found an online community called Legacy Builder that taught digital marketing for $900. Big difference, right? So I decided to give the $900 a try before going with the almost $6,000 program. And I needed to find a simpler way of learning programs. Now, what I learned in my program, how to do social media as a content creator on all the different sites, how to speak to my ideal customer, how to go live, how to God, my words are not there. Love the brain fog in this stage of life, I gotta tell you. Learn how to connect with people during certain pain points. So my ideal customer is Gen Xer, or possibly an empty nester like myself, that is in their late 40s, early 50s, that is tired of working 10 to 12 hours a day, only getting paid for 8, that is still working 10 to 12 hours a day and still living paycheck to paycheck and not making ends meet, and having a stupid short funds for retirement. Where if I look now at 50 and say, can I retire at 65? No, I don't have enough. My 401k looks more like a child savings account. This is a problem. So these are all the things that had me going in the last year. So I bought into this course and I started using it for my business. And I learned, I have several different social media accounts. If you see me on more than one account, that's because my contracting business has social media accounts. My mortgage business has a social media accounts. And so does my real estate leads business has a social media account on all the different channels. So it's a lot to maintain. Well, I got pretty good at bringing in these leads. So what I started to do is share what I'm doing with people. People saw me online and say, hey, how are you doing this? Hey, how are you doing that? I have a bad back. I was going to a chiropractor. And we were talking about it, how he brings in business, how I bring in business. And he said, could you bring in leads for me? And I'm like, well, yeah, but why don't you just take the class yourself, or send one of your office staff to take the class for you and let them do it? No, you're doing it. You're having success. Do it for me. Well, okay. So I'm doing it for my 3 businesses. And now I'm doing it for a chiropractor, a lash salon, and a nail salon. 5 different businesses. I'm sorry, good golly, 6 different businesses now that I'm doing it for. And I'm enjoying it. Well, now that I'm seeing the fruits of my labor and then the lead growth that actually does work with doing this type of marketing, then I started tapping into actually selling the program in which that I bought. I never thought about selling it before because I needed it for my business. I wasn't looking to do anything else. But it dawned on me, how many other people are in the same position I am in their 50s and they're struggling? And they're working 12 hours a day and they're living paycheck to paycheck and they're stupid short for funds for retirement. I'm sure there's more than just me that's living this way. Could I help people by showing them what I did in my businesses? They could either 1, do it in theirs, or 2, resell the product if they would like. I chose not to sell the product until I got really good at the front part of it, at bringing in the leads. That's how I chose to do it. You can do it any way you want. And this is what I've done. So it's ironic. So if you go on me, if you find me on Facebook, what you'll find is I have, I don't know, 500, 800 people, mostly are realtors and lenders. And as you'll see, most realtors and lenders that do marketing for themselves market horribly. They don't know how to. And typically, you do what you do well and you do it really well, right? And then you have the things that you don't do well and you kind of half-ass it. Well, that's what realtors do. They take a picture of themselves with their borrower at settlement and everybody's smiling. That doesn't sell. I know that. They know that. Now, it gives their coworkers a attaboy, good job on having a settlement. That may give their colleagues, the title works and the lenders, that attaboy. But that's not going to compel any of the borrower's friends and family to use you. What's going to compel them to use you is telling a story. And everybody, especially nowadays in real estate, has a story of struggle. You just moved in from out of town. You had 2 weeks to find a house. The wife is 9 months pregnant. They needed to find something quickly. There's a story involved. Somebody has a credit score. It's just shy of where it needs to be. They did X, Y, and Z. They were able to up that credit score in a short period of time and lock into a very aggressive interest rate. Bobby Joe and Peggy Sue didn't have funds needed for closing, that they needed to buy the house, but they were able to find down payment assistance funds and they were able to get into that house with X amount of funds. The storytelling is what sells, not the finished product, right? So if you are going to Hershey Park and you've got a bunch of kids in the back, or you're going to Disney and you've got children in that car, there ain't anybody that wants to go on that car ride with you with those children. Personally, I did not want to drive with my kids in the car an hour and a half to go to amusement park because the kids are fighting, right? They're screaming. The car ride's not enjoyable. Now, when you get to the destination, that's fun. But the story is in the ride there. The story's in the ride. So what you have to do, if you want to sell a product, whatever it is, you want to sell this speaker, you show how you can use this in the car, or how you can use earbuds in a car to drown out the children on that car ride, or however you want to put it. There's a million different stories that we can come up with. So we just want to make sure that you understand what's going on. There is a pain that everybody is dealing with. Everybody's got into a car, went on vacation with the kids, and the kids aggravated their last nerve through that entire trip. How to get through that. That is the funny part. Whether you sing songs or that you play games in the car or that you have the one-on-one hard talks with the kid, whatever it is, that's where the story lies. That's where it is. Yeah, John. Okay, John's coming in on Facebook and he's got questions. Okay, to get back to the product, no problem at all. So when I looked into Legacy Builder, what I found is that they had 4 different learning systems that I could buy. I could buy the $100 learning system, which is the Launchpad. I could buy the $300 learning system, which is passive income. I could learn the $600 system, which was Digital Mastery, or I could buy the $900 system that is Legacy Builder. And as you can imagine, John, that if you buy 100, it's going to be the least amount of education in the 4 classes. Now you can go to www.jennifersblueprint.com. That's www.jennifersblueprint.com. And you are going to see the 4 different classes that are offered and the difference in the education from each one. Now, because I was looking to do this within my real businesses, I wanted the most amount of education, right? I wanted everything in there. And when I would suggest to you, so depending upon what your needs are, if you are looking to make extra money to put gas in your car, maybe you only go with the $100 level. If you are looking to have a little bit of money coming in so that you can breathe a little bit better in your monthly payments, not living paycheck to paycheck, you might want to go to the $300 level. Now at the $600 level, that's when you learn how to choose your ideal customer. That's how you learn attraction marketing. All that starts at level 600, at the $600 level. I want to learn the most amount that I can in this marketing, one. And two, when I make money, I don't want gas money. I want life-changing money. I need to put money into that 401k that's underfunded. So that's what I chose. You can do whatever makes sense for you. And you could now think about it this way. If you buy, now, whichever level you buy on, you get to sell all the ones underneath of it for free. So because I came in at the $900 level, I could sell the $900, the $600, the $300, and the $100. So I get $1,900 in products for only $900. So that's something else to remember. And again, why was I doing this? I was a business owner that was tired of spending money on third-party leads, them selling that lead to 4 different people and myself in 3 of my businesses. And I wanted to learn the art of marketing online so I can bring in business. Now you may say, why are we marketing online? Well, as you and I both know, people do not use the yellow pages or the white pages anymore. So that's important to remember. Secondly, when we go to look on anything, we're looking online, whether we are Googling a business or looking up on Yelp on a business or looking at the Better Business Bureau, we always have our phones in our hands. Learning how to properly sell online is a function. And how do we know that? Because University of Maryland, where I live in, is offering a digital marketing class for $330 a credit at 18 credits, which is $5,940. So if they're teaching it in the courses. Now, I've heard people that have said to me, Jennifer, are you just buying a class to sell the class? Well, I've already educated you on that. I have 3 businesses and I chose to come in here and learn this for my businesses. And then when I started bringing in the business leads and they're coming in, then I started to turn around and say, there are people that are in my position that I could be helping. And just like you're talking with your friends and family. If you're like me, you're in midlife, you're talking with your friends about perimenopause and how it's affecting every part of your body. I'm also having conversations with my friends on how I was living paycheck to paycheck, working 12 hours a day and barely getting by. I was embarrassed to have that conversation, but I knew I wasn't the only one. Right, Will. Yes, you work for fire department, right? Baltimore County? Right. So you've got a retirement system with there, right? You have to work 25 years, or is it 30? 30? Okay. In order to get your retirement. That is fantastic. And that's great that you have that money. And you're one of the few jobs that still have a retirement that you're not paying, that somebody else is paying into. It's not just you. And most of us don't have it. So we have to put that money into retirement. I'm glad that you have that. But I'm sure you're living paycheck to paycheck now, especially with the way inflation is. So getting into this and doing this is helpful. Now, y'all don't know, but Will is a firefighter, and Will started with me last evening. And we began this for him. And it's going to take about a day and a half to get his website up and running. Now, Will's goal is he doesn't have a business. He just wants to resell the product and help out other people that are within the fire department, is his ideal customer, make money online to live more comfortably. Everybody has their own why in this business and why we get into business and why we do this. I want to be able to go to the grocery store and not have to sweat. And those of us that are now empty nesters and we take a deep breath like, oh, it finally got cheaper for us, right? We get all excited about that. Then what happens? Oh, kids get married. We have wedding showers. We have kids have babies. We have baby showers. We have bachelorette parties for our kids. They just get more expensive, right? Everything that they do. Now, it's not as consistent with everything, but that is something that we have to take into account. And we still want to be there for our kids because they don't need us that often, right? Anymore. Right, Amanda, exactly. They don't need us every day, but we still want to be there to help out when they do need us. Exactly. So, and I couldn't do it. I did not have it. My daughter was getting married and I did not have the money to go on vacation. It was an expensive cruise, the most expensive cruise we've ever been on, but that's what we did. So if you're looking to find a way to make money from home in the nooks and crannies of your day, the system that I've purchased is the Legacy Builder, and it will teach you in 2 hours a day how to have an online business. And you can choose, as I have now, to sell the program, or you could utilize the program for your own needs. I'm doing both. Now, you need 2 hours a day to plug into the system. And what does that 2 hours a day look like? It could be 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at lunch, and an hour after lunch. It can be ran just like that if you would like. You then go in and we're going to teach you how to find your ideal customer as long as you're at the $600 or the $900 level. We're going to teach you how to post on social media, depending upon which social media channels that you want to be on. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is that you are more comfortable with. I'm on Instagram. All I do is really post to it. I don't know enough about the algorithm to be good at it. Is that something that is a goal of mine? We will see. Right now, I'm having success on YouTube within my ideal customer as a Gen Xer, empty nester, that is stupid short for retirement and living paycheck to paycheck. That is my ideal customer. That is the people that I'm finding on TikTok, and there's the people that I'm relating to. So if you are like me and you are running stupid short for retirement, you are tired of working 12 hours a day, 10 to 12 hours a day like I was, only getting paid for 8 and still living paycheck to paycheck and is short, and then stupid short for retirement, I feel you and I was you. Now, I get the question occasionally, is this a saturated market? And Google this for yourself. This is what I'm going to tell you, because in marketing advertising, what we know is there are 5 billion people on social media. Even if only 1% of them were looking for ways to make money online, that's only 50 million potential customers in a sea of 5 billion. Saturation happens at 70% in any market. In any market. If you are a doctor, you have more saturation in your market. If you are a salesman, there's more saturation in any market than there is in digital marketing at this time, which is September 11th of 2025. So you can do whichever that you want. So that's what we want to make sure of. Now, what I want to let you know is this is not multi-level marketing at all. At all. There's no upline, there's no downline. This is you having your own business, either to learn and educate yourself in the e-learning system so that you can learn about digital marketing for your businesses, or this is you reselling a program, which is just like University of Maryland selling their education to more than one student. Right? So typically University of Maryland does not sell to only one child. There's usually 100 kids, 50 to 100 kids in every class. So it's very similar to University of Maryland doing that. It's an educational system. So that's making sure that you understand that as well. So we know that we're all feeling burnt out in our 50s. We all know that we are tired of living paycheck to paycheck. We know that we are not loving what we're doing, right? All of this stuff that we know and we see and we hear. And what we want to do now is I want to share with you some wins. I want to share with you what people are doing and how they're doing it. So it's not just me and you say, oh, Jennifer, you're doing it because you have marketing in your background. Jennifer, you're doing it because you enjoy marketing in your background. I don't want you to think of it that way, because there are tons of people that are having success with this every day. So let me show you. So here's my community, as you see up here. And what you see, and I just clicked on wins for today. And I'm going to see doing a little dance. So happy. Consistency is key. It might not be sales yet, but it's a win for me. And let's see what that win was. This is somebody that is ready to take action. They want more information. So that is fantastic. That is what we call a lead. $900 sale while living the GenX life. I love when sales come in outside of my 2-hour workday on a Saturday evening while relaxing with my family. Keep planting seeds. Isn't that fantastic? $900 while out shopping. I have stopped for a couple months promoting this. I was so busy working in nursing that I missed my legacy family. I'm back better than ever. No better way to start back than receiving $900. Do you see this? This is exactly what I'm talking about. I am so excited for these people. Tears of gratitude and growth, 241 members from zero. You do not need a social media following in which to do this. Absolutely not. They will teach you how to create, because you don't want to engage with people that aren't your perfect customer on social media. $900 while golfing. Guys, just keeps getting better. 2 years in the business and still just 2 hours a day. And another business owner. And just so you know, this 2 years in the business, Tim has made $700,000 in 2 years. 2 years. $900, $600 a day. This is freedom, man. Hanging out the mall with my husband, not without having to ask the boss for permission because I no longer have one. Doing some shopping and boom, $600 came in. $100 sale from a 17-year-old. Rolled out of bed to $900 sale. $900 while napping with my toddler. $900 for breakfast. Do you see what I'm talking about? $900 just hit. This is what I want you to see. $900 snooze button. I set my alarm because I like to hit snooze a few times before I actually get up in the morning, grab my phone again at 5:35 and turned off the alarm, and boom, $900 sale. So this is what I'm saying to you. It's not just one person that's doing this and doing it well. It's across the board that there are so many people that are doing this. So if you would like more information, I want you to go to www.jennifersblueprint.com. That's JennifersBlueprint.com. And you're going to put in your email address, and I'm going to send you a 9-page online business building blueprint. And it's going to explain to you everything that I do every single day from beginning to end in order to make money online. Read it. See if it's for you. See if it's something that you can do. If you're even remotely interested in. And if you're not interested in it, no harm, no foul. We'll both go our separate ways and have a fantastic life. But if it is something that you're interested in, you can hit it in the description below. Ask any questions that you have. If you have any questions, my phone number is in there. Feel free to give me a call back if you have questions, or come back to any of the, whether you're coming in Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok, and ask your questions, and I'm happy to answer them for you. Will, are there additional questions that you have? No, I personally don't do this 2 hours a day. The way I look at it is 2 hours a day can be done with one social media website. Because I have social media on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So what I'm actually doing is I'm focusing my business on YouTube and on Instagram. Why? Because if you go to Google and do a search for what clientele has money in which to purchase, to tell you where to spend your time, it's going to be on LinkedIn and on YouTube. That's why I want to build my business there. The other ones, I just take my same videos and I post them on there, on TikTok, and I post them on Instagram, and I post them on Facebook, but I really don't do much. Most of the people on my Facebook are realtors and lenders. Those are the ones, because they personally know me, want to have conversations. Jennifer, tell me how to do this. And it's the same questions that I'm answering in this live that I answer on the phone with them, but it gives them the warm and fuzzies to talk to me. So if you have a warm market, wherever that warm market is, you may want to utilize that social media platform in which to get that business from, when you're ready to get that business from that social media platform. Great question, though. Amanda, I see that you're typing. What questions do you have? Okay, great. So besides the initial cost of the e-learning program, whether you choose 100, 300, 600, or 900, are there any other funds that are due? You're right. So those are the e-learning costs. You choose one that you go with. And then after that, there's another one-time fee, which is a $39 website fee. So for $39, you're going to get a website for you. It's going to have a funnel. It's going to have an introduction page. It's going to have 30 emails that go out and follow up with all of your leads once a day for 30 days. You can add more or change any of those if you would like. And if you start today, I'll pay the $39 for you. Yes, Amanda, I'm happy to do that for you. Not a problem. $39. Why? Because we're in this together. Before I bought a Legacy Builder, I bought into 4 other digital marketing programs. I didn't understand how they were different, and I should have. It's so glaring now that I should have known. The first thing is that their websites didn't provide detailed information of what you would be learning. They said, learn 15 different income streams. Well, let me explain to you what that means. An income stream they're considering is Canva. They teach you the free version of Canva on that you can create a book in Canva and then sell that book. They're considering that an income stream. To me, that's software. That's not an income stream. How you utilize it is, but it's not an income stream. Instagram, they teach you how to do Instagram. They teach you, again, that to me is not an income stream, but that's how they're selling it. They will also teach you things like how to do TikTok shop, how to be an Amazon affiliate, how to do UGC, which is user-generated content, which is big for the Gen X generation right now, selling products. Those things were great. But when I thought of 15 different ways of making money online, and when you open it up, it's not 15 ways. And if you're looking for something like drop shipping, you ain't doing that in 2 hours a day. That's going to take you hundreds of thousands of hours to do. It's not easy. I tried that. So it all depends. And what I realized is that I was so excited and I was in so much pain not making money and living paycheck to paycheck that I bought that 15 streams of income without really understanding what I was buying, that it really wasn't. Because Canva's not a way to make money online. It would just be like telling you that you could make YouTube online and you could YouTube the way to do it. But it's different when somebody's guiding you through it. So the Legacy Builder system is going to give you training every single day, between 5 minutes and 30 minutes of training. Every single day. Weekends, holidays, everything. It's going to give you mentorship 3 times a week. Now, what do I mean by mentorship? Because this is important. There's another program out there that is digital marketing, and they sell mentorship. Be cautious. Ask your questions. I fell trapped to that as well. What that was watching more videos online to teach myself how to do something. So as a mortgage loan officer for 28 years, I've paid for mentorship from about $250 a month to up to $1,000 a month. Mentorship is an actual phone call or one-on-one with your mentor. Somebody answering your questions, somebody helping you through the process, not watching more videos. That's not mentorship in my world. So I felt duped into that one as well. Again, live and learn. So I've spent $4,000 on finding the right digital marketing product. I found the right digital marketing. So I have a plethora of things that I could technically sell you. Anybody. I would not want to put somebody through what I went through in finding all this out and spending $4,000 to find out that learning how to utilize Canva is not a stream of income. It's just not. But learning how to utilize and set up your YouTube correctly and how to monetize, that is a different conversation. Yes. Okay, Amanda. So what is your business? So I'm going to say this out loud as she's typing so that the other people on the other channels can get an understanding of how this may help. Okay, so Amanda has a Cricut and oh, so your husband's a contractor and you made koozies for my family. We were all going out somewhere and we made koozies and it just says Sokol Family S show. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on here or not. But we had those koozies made up. So I love a good koozie myself. So you have that. Okay. So you want to learn this e-learning system specifically in which to learn how to market so that you could do your Cricut business? Or are you helping your husband with his contracting business, bring in leads? Which are you looking for? You didn't know. Okay, gotcha. That's the cool thing about this. You're not limited, right? You can use it for your own personal business, whether you have a Cricut machine and you want to make t-shirts, hats, or whatever, or to help your husband who's a contractor bring in leads for his business, because that's what I do for my fiance and myself and our leads. You would not believe how things blow up with that. Unbelievable. I'm just about ready now to start a YouTube page for us and the business that he does. But I actually have to go to work with him and take the video because asking him to actually do his job and take a video is just like asking a man to give birth. It's just like he can't possibly do both. He's old school. You know, he doesn't Venmo, he doesn't Zelle. He just does just does his work. No online banking for him. Because everybody's different, right? Yes. Great. Okay, well, Amanda, what happens is once you get started, you're going to go to www.jennifersblueprint.com. And once you go in there, you're going to put in your email address and it's going to send you the 9-page guide. I will give you a call and we will get started. I will show you how to go online. Yes, we do have Afterpay and Klarna if you would like. And if I'm not mistaken, if you do the $900, because when I first started, I started with Afterpay. It was like $52 a month, I believe, in order to pay that off. So that is possible. Yeah, absolutely. So if you would like to do that, that can be arranged. And we can do that for you too. Yes, absolutely. And once I get confirmation that your payment has hit, I will then Venmo you the $39. You don't have Venmo. I think I can Zelle. Those are the only two that I do though. Oh, I think I lied. I think I Cash App too. Okay. So in one of those 3 platforms, I can then send you the $39 over once I have confirmation that you've paid, and then we'll get started on opening your new site. And then I'll show you whether you want to take the trainings and learn about your husband's business first, or if you want to get on and start making money and posting ads, we'll teach you. We'll have an onboarding seminar, just the 2 of us. Great, great, great. Anybody else have any questions? I have Will, John, Amanda. Anyone else? Okay. Fantastic. Well, Amanda, if you want to get started today, we have a call tomorrow being Friday, the 12th, we have a call at noon. That is a live webinar. If you want to be on that, I'd love to have you on that. And it goes over all of this from our mentor, the person that created the program. She does the teaching on that. And it's about an hour-long webinar. And just so you know, she's made like $5 million. The mentor that I work with, Jess, she has made $500,000 in 24 months. Tim, I showed you earlier, had made $700,000 in 24 months. One of the other girls that I've become really good friends with, Wendy, because she's a 54-year-old grandma. She's at, I believe she's at, the last count was 600,000 in 18 months. Now she's doing most of her business off of YouTube. She had started a TikTok account, just wasn't loving it, and decided to do YouTube. And she is killing it over there. So thank you so very much. And if you know any other Gen Xers that are empty nesters, that are living paycheck to paycheck, that are having a problem, still living paycheck to paycheck and not being able to cover their bills, if they are stupid short like I was for retirement, please forward them this video. Forward them my page, and I'm happy to answer any questions they have and help them out as well. Until tomorrow, y'all, have a great day.